A ransom demand of nearly £150,000 has reportedly been made after two British tourists were kidnapped in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Foreign Office advice is that no one is safe travelling to the Virunga National Park. So why are people taking the risk? Well, Lloyd Figgins is a travel safety expert and has spent time in the DRC. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Why would they have taken this risk given the Foreign Office advice? And indeed, do many people go there?
Well, let's take the first question first. That really is the bit of the mystery at the moment as to what exactly they were doing there. The Foreign Office advice is very, very clear about not travelling to this particular region of the DRC. And in fact, on their risk map, it is coloured red. And that's not just unique to the British Foreign Office. A lot of other foreign governments are saying exactly the same: do not travel there.
And do many tourists go to this area of the Congo?
No. I mean, if we look at the numbers of tourists going there, they're absolutely minimal. And of course, this adds a greater risk to anyone who does go there, because they are going to stand out. They are going to be quite obvious that they're visitors to the area. So most of the people that I encountered when I was working in the DRC were either people like myself working within a security advisory role or people working for aid agencies.
And from what you know about that particular area and the levels of crime there, do you think that they could have been targeted, or is this more likely to have been a crime of convenience?
I don't think it's a crime of convenience. When kidnappers decide that they're going to initiate a crime, what they actually do is they go through quite a rigorous planning process, and part of that planning process will actually involve deciding where the snatch is going to take place. So they'll look for areas of vulnerability, they'll look for choke points, places where you have to stop or where you have to slow down, and that's usually where the ambush will take place.
Now, of course, as someone who worked in that area, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, you will have received hostile environment training. You'll have been advised as to what to do in a hostage situation. What is that advice, and is it likely that these tourists will have any idea?
Well, first of all, you need to make sure that you're not time, route and routine predictable. So you need to vary your routines, because if someone is planning to do something, you'll be under some sort of surveillance, and usually for a protracted time, because they need to get an idea as to what your movements are, what your habits are. So you really need to break those in the first instance. The next thing you need to do is look out for those choke points. Look out for that what we would refer to as the red zone, where something might actually happen, and avoid those areas as much as you possibly can. As far as what happens if you are to get captured, it's absolutely imperative that you humanise yourself to your captors. It's imperative that they see you as a human being rather than a piece of merchandise. So therefore you need to get some sort of a bond built up with them, and you would, engage in conversation with them, avoid things like religion and politics, but things like family and sport are common subjects that will actually help with that humanisation process.
As you say, it's important that they're not seen as a piece of merchandise, but there has been this ransom demand of nearly £150,000. In your experience, having worked over there, how do these situations play out? Well,
look, I'm not a hostage negotiator. I work with some of the best hostage negotiators on the planet. But what I would say, the fact that there has been a demand can be seen as a positive sign, in the respect that actually we know that they've been captured. So we've got confirmation now that there has been a capture, and the lines of communication are actually open with the kidnappers. So now that negotiation process takes place. Hostage negotiation is a long and complicated process, and I'm very pleased to see that the names of these individuals have not been released, and I would like to see that extended, because once they are released, it allows the kidnappers to get more information on them about who their families are, what they might be worth, etc. So it's really important that the government and those that are involved with it, and including the family, listen to the hostage negotiators and the people who are specialists in dealing with these sorts of crimes.
Just very quickly, how hopeful are you that this could end well?
It's
in light of your experience?
It's very too early to say at the moment, but the fact that there has been an initial demand is actually something that allows us then to move on to the next stages.
OK, Lloyd Figgins, thank you very much indeed for your thoughts today.